Okay, I want to get right on into what it is that I want to express. First of all, I want to talk about spirit and my experience flying with spirit. I just returned from the Dominican Republic, and I just want to talk about what my flight experience was. So, um, my plane was supposed to depart from Detroit on this particular day, and it departed, but it was 37 minutes late, which meant once I arrived in Florida, Orlando, I was unable to get my connecting flight because it was already gone. So then we were told to go over to this other place where another plane was at, and we would be able to get on that plane. Now, there were probably four other people other than myself in this same predicament. So we rushed over there, and then we was told that the plane had left. And we was thinking, well, why did you tell us to come over here when the plane was going to leave? So then what happened was, it's okay, well, we have to see if we can put you up in a motel. Actually, they didn't actually, that wasn't their idea. What happened was we asked if we could be put up in a motel because it wasn't our fault why the plane was not where it was supposed to have been at. So then what happens is they make arrangements for us to go to, I believe it's called the Fairfax Inn, which was probably a decent place to stay. And they're supposed to have three rooms there because the other couple of the other people that was with us, I don't know what happened to them, but at any rate, they made arrangements for three rooms. So when we took the shuttle over to the hotel, they then said they only had one room, and they didn't know why why they sent us there because there was only one room available. So me and the young lady allowed the older man to have the room, and then we had to take a shuttle back to the airport so that they could make some other arrangements. So the young lady who had an early flight, because they had to create some new flight plans for us, her flight was leaving fairly early, so she decided she would just stay in the airport. But I decided to take the room, and they sent me to a Econo Lodge. And I'm going to tell you, baby, I itched all night long. I think there were some ninja bed bugs or something in that doggone bed. So I spent that time itching, and then I managed to wake up. If I went to sleep, I'm not even sure if I did, and caught the shuttle back to the airport to catch my flight. And I was able to get that, thank goodness. But my luggage had not even arrived on the day when I arrived. And I had to wait an additional day to receive the luggage. Now, on my way back from the Dominican Republic to the Detroit area, first of all, we boarded the plane, the Spirit. And then, after sitting there for a good 25 minutes or more, and I was thinking to myself, man, I'm going to miss this connecting flight again. That's what's going to happen. They then asked everyone to step off the plane. And so everyone had to get off the plane because they said there was a customs issue. And then they asked us to stand on one wall, and we all got on that wall. Then they asked us to stand on another wall, and we got on that one. Then they asked us to stay on another wall, and it was just ridiculous. So then we stood there for a good 2 hours, and some people just laying on the floor. And we stood there probably for a little bit beyond 2 hours. So obviously I had missed my connecting flight again. And then we finally was able to board the plane, and then we flew on to, I believe it was Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Now, once, of course, I got there, my plane was gone. And I'm thinking, well, maybe they'll put us up in a motel. Well, the problem is there were about 100 people who had connecting flights, and all of us missed our flight because of Spirit. So they then made reservations for us to fly the following day. And we were, of course, told that they were not going to put anyone in the motel. And so we had to sleep basically on the floor in the airport. So then the next day, I was able to get on my plane and fly back to Detroit. But I had missed a day going to the Dominican Republic, and I missed a day returning from the Dominican Republic. So that was 2 days that I had to keep my car in storage. So I'm going to tell you, baby, if you are planning on reaching your destination and you fly in Spirit, don't do it. Don't do it. Now, I, of course, had a connecting flight going from, Detroit to Orlando, and from Orlando to the Dominican Republic. Maybe it does better if you're just going from point A to point B. But I'm going to tell you, my experience was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. And I have pictures to prove it. So I would strongly advise you to fly with someone else, because if you are going to fly with Spirit, you might not reach your destination until later. And heaven forbid if you have a job or something and you're required to be back at a certain time, you better add on a few extra days just in case, because Spirit may not get you at your destination on time. And that was my experience. Do not fly Spirit. Thank you.